Hello, friends. Welcome to Sensible Faith, where the mental, physical, and spiritual aspects of faith are discussed and explored. This is Deborah Ann, and today I'm going to continue with my two-part series on Maria W. Stewart, and I'm focusing on Mrs. Stewart as part of my review of Women's History Month. Last time I gave you a little bit of biography on Maria W. Stewart, explained why her writing and her work and her public speaking is historical and significant, worthy of your exploration and further study. So I hope you will do that. And today I'm going to read to you from the preface of Mrs. Stewart's 1879 edition of her work, Meditations from the Pen of Mrs. Maria W. Stewart. This document is available as a free download on the Internet Archive, and you can reach the Internet Archive by going to archive.org. So please join me as I read for you the preface from Mrs. Stewart's 1879 compilation of her speeches and some of her published writing. The Christian public will undoubtedly be astonished at the humble source from which this work emanates. Nevertheless, it must be a godsend, as everyone must be convinced who may read its pages. The work was suppressed for 46 years, and the author was struggling during that time in widowhood and sorrow to maintain her dignity and standing as a woman and as a Christian in poverty's dark shade. The work has come up through the wonderful development of the knowledge that she had a claim in the United States Navy Department for services rendered by her late husband to the government in the War of 1812. To establish her claim, she procured all evidence from Boston. The author believes that God's time has come for the work to be recognized among his people. For God sees not as man sees, but uses such instruments as he sees proper to bring about his most wise and glorious purposes. That God's blessing may accompany the work, and that souls may be brought to the knowledge of the truth as it is in Jesus, is the prayer of the unworthy author. Feeling a deep solemnity of soul in view of our wretched and degraded situation, and sensible of the gross ignorance that prevails among us, I have thought proper to publicly express my sentiments to you. I hope my friends will not scrutinize these pages with too severe an eye, as I have not calculated to display either elegance or taste in their composition, but have merely written the meditations of my heart as far as my imagination led, and have presented them before you, in order to arouse you to exertion, and to enforce upon your minds the great necessity of turning your attention to knowledge and improvement. I was born in Hartford, Connecticut in 1803, and was left an orphan at 5 years of age. Was bound out in a clergyman's family, had the seeds of piety and virtue early sown in my mind, but was deprived of the advantages of education, though my soul thirsted for knowledge. Left them at 15 years of age, attended Sabbath schools until I was 20. In 1826 was married to James W. Stewart, was left a widow in 1829. Was, as I humbly hope and trust, brought to the knowledge of the truth. as it is in Jesus in 1830. In 1831, made a public profession of my faith in Christ. From the moment I experienced the change, I felt a strong desire, with the help and assistance of God, to devote the remainder of my days to piety and virtue, and possessing that spirit of independence that, were I called upon, I would willingly sacrifice my life for the cause of God and my brethren. All the nations of the earth are crying out for liberty and equality. Away, away with tyranny and oppression. And shall Africa's sons be silent any longer? Far be it from me to recommend to you either to kill, burn, or destroy. But I would strongly recommend to you that you improve your talents. Let not one lie buried in the earth. Show forth your powers of mind. M.W. Stewart. Thank you for listening. I hope you've taken some inspiration and some new historical perspective from listening to Mrs. Stewart's preface to her 1879 book. And once again, that book is available as a free download from the Internet Archive, and you can reach the Internet Archive at archive.org. Thank you for listening and joining me today. I hope you will stay strong, stay positive, stay motivated, stay creative as you seek and find a sensible faith.